More hustle isn't the answer to lasting success. Today, you'll unlock 7 mental rules to immediately shift your daily results. You know that feeling, right? The coffee brews, you scroll through a feed of curated perfection, and a familiar frustration settles in. You've read the books, listened to the podcasts, maybe even bought the courses, yet consistent, compounding progress feels perpetually out of reach. It's not about a lack of desire or drive. Those are profoundly strong parts of you. It's about how you approach the day, the week, the challenges that hit you. What if the relentless pursuit of more hours, more hustle, more willpower is actually holding you back? We've all poured immense effort into our aspirations, tried countless times to break free from the cycle of distraction and underperformance. But that persistent yearning for more isn't a weakness. It's a profound strength we genuinely appreciate. Now, imagine channeling that immense energy not just for personal gain, but for the nobler motives stirring within you. Imagine the tangible impact you could have. A calmer, more present parent or partner, a more reliable colleague, a leader who genuinely inspires, a person who truly shows up for their community. This isn't merely about ticking off more items on a to-do list. It's about becoming the person you were always meant to be, a person of unwavering integrity and powerful influence. The challenge isn't to overhaul your entire life overnight, but to embrace just one of these 7 mental rules, starting today. You'll discover a counterintuitive way to reframe self-doubt instantly, a mental trick Ziglar championed that shifts you from self-criticism to self-coaching. And you'll learn why celebrating tiny wins isn't a vanity exercise, but a critical feedback loop that rewires your brain for sustained success. We'll even reveal how simply designing your first hour can unlock a chain reaction of productivity, proving that speed without direction truly slows you down. Now, if you're ready to finally become the architect of your days, the master of your focus, make sure you subscribe to the Zig Ziglar Success Principles channel right now and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss the most important virata, the turning point, coming up later in this video. Also, give this video a quick like so the algorithm doesn't bury this content when you need it most. Seriously, click and come back, because the practical part starts in seconds. The first mental rule we need to confront is about reclaiming your mornings. Most people wake up, grab their phone, and instantly react to whatever the world throws at them. Your inbox, social media, the news, they all hijack your attention before you've even had a chance to define your own day. It's not about waking up earlier. It's about waking up with clear direction before action. You see, your first hour isn't just the start of your day. It's the boardroom of your entire day, where you set the agenda, make key decisions, and define your priorities. Here's a simple protocol. For the first 10 minutes after waking, keep your phone on airplane mode. Instead, spend 3 minutes simply breathing, grounding yourself. Then, dedicate 5 minutes to identifying your single most important task for the day. Finally, spend 2 minutes visualizing yourself successfully completing it. For example, imagine a busy sales professional in Dallas. Instead of checking emails first, she spends 10 minutes visualizing her biggest client call, mentally rehearsing her pitch, and feeling the satisfaction of a closed deal. This simple shift ensures she walks into her day with purpose, not just reaction. Decide your number 1 priority for tomorrow morning right now. This small commitment sets the stage for everything else we're about to cover. Now, the second mental rule that separates the merely busy from the truly successful is about protecting your focus. You've defined your direction, but how often do you let the world pull you off course? Most people treat their calendars like a suggestion box, a loose collection of tasks that can be interrupted at any moment. The constant pings, the quick questions, the urgent-sounding emails, They all conspire to fragment your attention, leaving you feeling like you're constantly reacting, never truly creating. You might believe multitasking is a badge of honor, a sign of efficiency, but in reality, it's a productivity killer. It's not about being busy. It's about being effective. It's not about doing more things, but about doing the right things, without interruption. Your calendar isn't a passive tracker. It's an active shield, a fortress for your most important priorities. Remember this, if it's not on the agenda, it doesn't exist. Here's how you build that fortress. First, identify your single most important task for the next 2 hours. That one thing that moves the needle. Second, block out a solid 90 minutes in your calendar, treating it like a non-negotiable meeting with the CEO of your future self. Third, turn off every single notification, phone, email, social media, everything. Fourth, work exclusively on that one task until your timer rings. Finally, after that intense focus, take a deliberate 15-minute break to recharge, not to check emails. Imagine Sarah, a marketing director in Chicago, with a crucial report due. Instead of letting her day be dictated by endless Slack messages, she sets a 90-minute deep work block. Her team knows that during this time, she's in a different zone. She emerges with tangible progress, not just fragmented effort. This isn't about ignoring people. It's about honoring your commitment to impactful work. Block out an uninterrupted 90-minute slot for your next critical task today. You'll be amazed at what you can achieve when you truly commit. But what happens when, even with the best intentions and a clear block of time, that internal voice starts whispering doubts? That's where the third mental rule comes in, transforming self-criticism into self-coaching. When facing a tough challenge, or after making an inevitable mistake, most people fall into a familiar trap. They replay negative thoughts, telling themselves they aren't good enough, or that they'll fail again. I always mess this up. Why can't I get ahead? This internal monologue drains your energy, paralyzes action, and keeps you stuck in a loop of underperformance. It feels like a natural reaction, but it's a destructive habit. It's not about silencing that inner critic. That's often impossible. It's about reframing its message, transforming it into an inner coach that guides you forward. Instead of asking, "Why am I so bad at this?" ask, "What can I learn from this experience? What's my next best step forward?" This isn't weakness. It's strategic thinking, a mental trick Ziglar championed to shift you from self-pity to purposeful progress. Here's a simple 5-step protocol to activate your inner coach. First, when a negative thought about your ability or a setback arises, pause for 5 conscious seconds. Just notice it. Second, identify the core fear or the perceived failure behind that thought. What's really bothering you? Third, rephrase that negative statement as a neutral question focused on learning or finding a solution. Fourth, spend just 1 minute brainstorming 3 possible, small actions you could take right now. Finally, choose one of those actions and commit to executing it immediately. Think of David, a recent college grad in Miami, struggling with job interviews. After a rejection, his initial thought was, "I'm never going to get a good job." He paused. He reframed, "What part of my last interview could I improve for the next one?" He identified his weak answer on strengths and weaknesses and spent 30 minutes refining it. He moved forward, not with less doubt, but with more direction. The next time you catch yourself in a moment of self-doubt, rephrase that thought into a coaching question. It's a powerful muscle you need to build. This shift in internal dialogue is powerful, but it's only half the battle. What about those small wins that feel insignificant, the ones you barely notice? That brings us to the 4th mental rule, the strategic power of micro-wins. Most people dismiss their small successes, waiting for some grand achievement, a big win, to finally feel accomplished. They believe consistent effort alone is enough. without ever acknowledging the crucial psychological fuel that true progress provides. This mindset often leads to burnout, a sense of perpetual inadequacy, and a feeling that you're always chasing a finish line that keeps moving. You're constantly pushing, but never truly celebrating the ground you've covered. It's not about vanity, it's about velocity. It's not about celebrating for ego, but for engineering unstoppable momentum. These tiny wins are critical feedback loops that literally rewire your brain, proving you're capable, building confidence, and creating an unstoppable compound effect over time. Ziglar often said, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." Here's a simple 4-step ritual to harness this power. First, at the end of each workday, list 3 small accomplishments you made, no matter how minor they seem. Second, take just 30 conscious seconds to genuinely feel a sense of pride and satisfaction for each one. Let that feeling sink in. Third, verbally acknowledge your effort, even if it's just to yourself. "I completed X," and that truly matters. Finally, identify one micro-win you can specifically target and achieve for tomorrow morning. Something small and guaranteed. Imagine a busy parent in suburban Denver who often feels overwhelmed by the endless tasks of family life. Instead of only focusing on the mountain of laundry or the undone chores, she deliberately celebrates that she packed healthy lunches for the kids, helped with homework for an hour, and finally sent that important email she'd been putting off. These aren't big wins in the traditional sense, but they build a powerful sense of competence and fuel her for the next day. Today, before you call it a night, identify 3 small wins you achieved. Write them down. Feel them. These small wins are the fuel, but without a clear map, you're just driving in circles. We need to talk about intentional rest and how it unlocks peak performance. The 5th mental rule, one often overlooked, is about intentional rest. Many people believe that pushing through exhaustion is a badge of honor, a sign of true dedication. They equate constant activity with productivity, feeling guilty for any moment not spent doing. This mindset leads to burnout, fuzzy thinking, and ultimately, diminished results. It's not about working less, it's about managing your energy smarter. It's not about being lazy, it's about optimizing your performance by valuing recovery. Think of it this way: your body and mind aren't machines that can run indefinitely without maintenance. Strategic rest isn't a break from your best work, it's a necessary input for your best work. Here's a simple protocol to integrate intentional rest. First, schedule a non-negotiable 20-minute power nap or quiet time mid-afternoon, even if it's just closing your eyes. Second, implement a strict 10-minute digital shutdown ritual an hour before bed. No screens allowed. Third, dedicate one evening per week to a completely screen-free restorative activity, something that truly recharges you. Fourth, before starting any new task, pause for 5 deep, conscious breaths to reset your focus. Consider a software engineer in Silicon Valley. Instead of coding until midnight and burning out, she schedules a 20-minute focus break at 2 p.m. She closes her laptop, steps away, and returns refreshed, often solving complex bugs in half the time. This isn't lost time. It's clarity regained, a strategic investment in her mental capital. Schedule your first intentional rest break for tomorrow. This small act will pay dividends you can't imagine. This kind of strategic rest is powerful. But what about the constant demands from others that eat into your precious time, even when you're rested? That brings us to the 6th mental rule, the power of strategic boundaries and learning to say no. Most people fall into the trap of saying yes to every request, fearing they'll miss opportunities or appear uncooperative. They allow others' priorities to dictate their schedule, becoming reactive to external demands. This leads to a fragmented day where you're constantly putting out fires instead of building your own future. It's not about being selfish. It's about being strategic. It's not about rejecting people. It's about protecting your capacity for your most important commitments. Remember this: your no to the unimportant is your yes to your destiny. Here's how you build those essential boundaries. First, identify your top 3 non-negotiable priorities for the week. Second, when a new request comes in, pause for 10 seconds before you respond. Third, ask yourself, does this align with my top 3 priorities? Fourth, if it doesn't, offer a clear, polite no or suggest an alternative that fits your schedule. Finally, communicate your boundaries proactively, not reactively. Imagine a small business owner in Austin, constantly swamped by last-minute client requests. He started saying, "I'd love to help, but my current focus is on X. I can look at this next Tuesday." Or, "Do you have a smaller part I could tackle in 15 minutes? This approach didn't lose clients. It earned respect and protected his most valuable time. Identify one request you need to say no or not yet to this week. This isn't just about time management. It's about self-respect. Now, if you're finding these rules resonating, if you're ready to take back control of your days, there's a one-page checklist waiting for you. It distills these rules into actionable steps you can start applying today. To get it, simply type "Io applico" in the comments right now. This isn't just a comment. It's a commitment to yourself, a signal to the algorithm that this content matters, and it unlocks that powerful resource. And while you're there, give this video a like. It helps us share these Ziglar principles with more people who truly need them. Seriously, type "Io applico" and hit like to mark this commitment. Setting boundaries frees up your time, but even with that, how do you ensure you're always moving towards your biggest goals, not just treading water? It comes down to a fundamental shift in how you view your commitments. And that brings us to the 7th mental rule, the power of the weekly review. Many people jump from one week to the next without pausing to reflect, to learn, or to adjust their course. They get caught in a reactive cycle, constantly busy, but rarely strategic, feeling like they're on a treadmill to nowhere. It's not about adding another task to your already full plate. It's about gaining clarity and control. It's not about dwelling on mistakes. It's about proactive course correction, ensuring every step you take is in the right direction. Your weekly review isn't a post-mortem. It's your navigational chart for the journey ahead. Here's a simple 5-step protocol for an effective weekly review. First, block 60 minutes every Friday afternoon or Sunday evening specifically for this. Second, review your past week. What went well? What didn't? What key lessons did you learn? Third, review your upcoming week. Identify your top 3 priorities and schedule your key tasks around them. Fourth, reflect on your values. Are your actions truly aligned with the person you want to become? Finally, adjust your approach for the next week based on your insights, making small, impactful changes. Think of a freelance graphic designer in Portland. Instead of just diving into Monday morning emails, she takes an hour on Sunday evening. She reviews her client projects, identifies any bottlenecks, and schedules her creative blocks before the week even begins. This proactive review prevents burnout and ensures she's always moving toward her bigger vision, not just reacting to deadlines. Schedule your first 60-minute weekly review session now. These 7 rules, applied individually, are powerful, but their true magic lies in how they interlock, creating an unstoppable compound effect. And that's where we need to talk about the deeper truth of why speed without direction truly delays your greatest ambitions. Here's the deeper truth, the one that shatters the illusion of perpetual motion. Relentlessly chasing speed without first defining your true north doesn't just slow you down, it often sends you spinning in circles, further from your desired destination. You might feel productive, your calendar packed, your inbox overflowing, But are you truly progressing? Or are you simply reacting to the loudest noise, mistaking activity for achievement? This isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter, with an unwavering compass guiding every single step. Think about it. You can run a marathon at top speed, but if you're heading in the wrong direction, every ounce of effort is wasted. Many of us are caught in this trap, conditioned to believe that constant busyness is the ultimate sign of success. We wear exhaustion as a badge of honor, convinced that if we just push a little harder, sleep a little less, say yes a little more, we'll finally break through. But this path leads to burnout, not breakthrough. It leads to a life dictated by urgency, not by intention. You end up feeling like a passenger in your own life, rather than the pilot. The real game changer isn't about more hours. It's about more intentional hours. It's not about sheer willpower, but about strategic design. The mental rules we've explored, reclaiming your mornings, fiercely protecting your focus, transforming self-criticism into self-coaching, celebrating those crucial micro-wins, integrating intentional rest, setting powerful boundaries, and performing your weekly review. They aren't isolated tactics. They are interlocking gears in a powerful engine. Each rule, when applied, amplifies the others, creating an unstoppable compound effect that transcends mere hustle. This isn't just about managing your time. It's about designing your entire day, your entire week, to align with what truly matters to you. Imagine the difference when your first hour is not just busy, but purpose-driven. When your deep work blocks aren't just scheduled, but fiercely protected. When setbacks become learning opportunities, not reasons for self-doubt. When every small victory fuels your momentum, rather than being overlooked. When rest isn't a luxury, but a strategic investment. When your no to distractions creates a resounding yes to your most important goals. And when your weekly review isn't a chore, but your personal compass recalibrating your course. This is where true velocity is found, not in frantic movement, but in focused, deliberate action. This is the profound shift Ziglar championed. The realization that becoming the person you were always meant to be, a calmer parent, a more present partner, a genuinely inspiring leader, a reliable colleague, someone who truly shows up for their community, isn't about an external transformation. It's about an internal re-engineering of your mental operating system. It's about shedding the layers of distraction and reactive living to reveal the truly capable, intentional individual you already are. You don't need new talents. You need to unlock the potential of the ones you already possess by applying these timeless principles. This journey isn't just about ticking off more items on a to-do list, or even about achieving specific goals. It's about building a foundation of unwavering integrity and powerful influence, starting from within. It's about understanding that the quality of your life is directly tied to the quality of your daily habits, and more importantly, your daily mental rules. When you embrace these rules, you're not just doing more, you're becoming more. You're moving from a state of constant reaction to one of deliberate creation. You become the architect of your days, the master of your focus, and the unwavering force behind your most ambitious goals, crafting a life that is not just successful, but deeply fulfilling. This isn't just theory, it's a blueprint for tangible impact starting today. But how do you take these powerful mental rules and integrate them into your life? Not next week, but in the next 24 hours. The answer lies in a simple, actionable plan that will immediately set you on a new trajectory. The answer lies in a simple, actionable plan that will immediately set you on a new trajectory. This isn't about some radical overhaul of who you are. It's about uncovering the powerful individual already within you, the one obscured by distraction and reactive living. You see, true success isn't just about achieving more. It's about becoming more. It's about embodying the traits of focus, intention, and resilience that define true leadership. Not just in an office, but in your home, in your community, in your very being. Imagine yourself just 1 month from now. You wake up not to the urgent demands of your phone, but to a quiet clarity. Your first hour is spent not scrambling, but strategically designing your day. You tackle your most important work with an almost unbreakable focus, knowing exactly when to rest, how to deflect distractions, and how to turn every tiny win into rocket fuel for your next achievement. Setbacks don't paralyze you. They inform you. You're not just going through the motions. You're moving with purpose. This isn't a fantasy. It's the inevitable outcome of applying these 7 mental rules, not as isolated tips, but as a cohesive system. Every single rule we've discussed, from reclaiming your mornings to the power of your weekly review, is designed to interlock. They don't just add up, they multiply. Think of it like a carefully crafted machine, where each gear perfectly meshes with the next. Your intentional rest makes your deep work more effective. Your boundaries protect the focus you've cultivated. Your self-coaching empowers you to stay on track when you inevitably stumble. And your micro-wins continuously reinforce your belief in your own capability, making the next challenge seem not daunting, but an opportunity to prove your newfound strength. This isn't about some secret formula or a magic pill. It's about consistent, deliberate action, guided by proven principles. It's about deciding right now to stop being a passenger in your own life and to grab the steering wheel. It's about understanding that the path to a deeply fulfilling life, one where you make a tangible impact as that calmer parent, that inspiring leader, that reliable colleague, begins with these internal shifts. It begins with your commitment to these 7 mental rules. Are you ready to make that commitment? Are you ready to not just hear these principles, but to embody them, to make them a living, breathing part of who you are, starting today? This is your moment to signal to yourself and to the world that you are serious about taking charge. If you found value in these insights, if you feel that spark of recognition, that deep resonance that says, yes, this is what I need, then it's time to act. Take a moment right now and give this video a like. That simple click is more than just a gesture. It's a commitment to yourself, a signal to the algorithm that this content matters, and a way to help us share these transformative Ziglar principles with more people who truly need them. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the Zig Ziglar Success Principles channel. Don't miss out on the next logical steps in your journey towards sustained success. More importantly, I want you to make a public declaration, a powerful statement of intent. In the comments below, type "I lead" right now. This isn't just typing words. It's anchoring your decision, telling yourself, today I lead my day. It's a powerful commitment that unlocks your potential. And if you know one person, just one, who desperately needs to hear this message, someone who's feeling stuck in the cycle of busyness without progress, share this video with them. You might just change their trajectory, and yours. This is about stepping into the identity of someone who truly directs their day, who masters their focus, and who builds a life of purpose. It's about becoming the architect, not just the occupant, of your future, and the blueprint for taking these profound mental shifts and translating them into immediate, tangible actions, starting in the next 24 hours, is what we're about to lay out for you. This isn't a theoretical exercise. It's your practical guide to finally living the life you were meant to lead. The specific steps, the exact sequence to kickstart this transformation, are next. This isn't a theoretical exercise. It's your practical guide to finally living the life you were meant to lead. The specific steps, the exact sequence to kickstart this transformation, are next. So, How do you translate these profound mental shifts into immediate, tangible actions starting in the next 24 hours? It begins tonight. First, commit to a strict 10-minute digital shutdown ritual an hour before you go to bed. Put away all screens, let your mind decompress, and give yourself the gift of true quiet. Then, during those 10 minutes, identify your single most important priority for tomorrow. Just one. What's the one thing that, if completed, would make the biggest difference? Next, when you wake up tomorrow morning, instead of grabbing your phone, dedicate that crucial first hour to tackling that single priority. Block it out, protect it fiercely, and give it your undivided attention. As your day unfolds and you inevitably face a challenge or a moment of self-doubt, pause. Reframe that inner criticism into a coaching question, asking yourself, what can I learn from this? Or, what's my next best step? Finally, before your day ends tomorrow, take a moment to list 3 small accomplishments you made, no matter how minor. Feel the satisfaction of those micro-wins, because they are the fuel for your sustained success. This isn't about perfection, it's about progression. It's about taking these 7 mental rules, reclaiming your mornings, protecting your focus, transforming self-criticism, celebrating micro-wins, integrating intentional rest, setting powerful boundaries, and performing your weekly review, and weaving them into the fabric of your daily existence, one deliberate choice at a time. Each action, no matter how small, is a vote for the person you are becoming. It's a vote for the architect of your days, the master of your focus, and the unwavering force behind your most ambitious goals. Imagine the ripple effect of these intentional shifts. You become that calmer, more present parent or partner, fully engaged in the moments that truly matter. You become the reliable colleague, the leader who genuinely inspires, the person who truly shows up for their community, making a tangible impact far beyond your own personal gains. This isn't just about achieving success. It's about crafting a life that is deeply fulfilling, built on a foundation of unwavering integrity and powerful influence. You're not just doing more, you're becoming more. You're moving from a state of constant reaction to one of deliberate creation, revealing the truly capable, intentional individual you already are. If you've taken the step to type "I lead" in the comments, you've already made that powerful declaration to yourself. You've anchored your decision to direct your day, to master your focus. Keep that commitment alive. Let it be the compass that guides you. And as you continue on this journey of intentional living, remember that growth is a continuous process. For the next logical step, to deepen your understanding and further refine these powerful principles, explore more videos here on the Zig Ziglar Success Principles channel. We're here to help you unlock even more of your extraordinary potential. Keep applying these rules, keep growing, and keep leading your life with purpose and power. The world needs the impact only you can make.